There's this concept I kind of wanted to talk about, and it's seasons of life. You know how we have seasons on Earth: summer, spring, fall, and winter. And it came about because I was reading this book and it talked about fall, just fall in particular, but I wanted to expand upon it in my own different way. How I believe life is a sort of cycle. Life is a cycle, and it's a matter of how we position ourselves, or even just grow within the seasons. And it started off on fall, autumn, however you want to say it as. And it came from the idea that it's dying. Leaves die, plants die, they slowly start to wither away. You see the leaves fall, turn orange or brown, and it just falls. And I applied that to just thoughts and ideas, as over time, we have new thoughts and ideas, and the old ones, they die, they pass away, they cease to exist or cease to matter to you. It also reminds me of, sure, it may be dying, but it's also creating this opportunity for seeds to grow. It's creating that space for more to come, for the later time, for it to sprout and have more. So when fall comes around, sure, it may seem like a part of you is dying, or a lot is changing, or things are becoming different. It feels different. That's perfectly fine. It's just a part of it. It's a part of change and growth, because that's eventually what's going to happen. Growth. As long as you keep trying and improving on things, that's all that's going to come. Just growth. It doesn't matter what the result is. It's the matter of you are doing better, or trying better, or becoming better. So when it's winter time and you say you want to try something new, you say, I want to start this thing. I'd associate the winter time with the beginning, that rough struggle at the beginning. It's kind of hard to get past it. Just as I'd assume seeds would have, a hard time going through winter, because there's not much for it to kind of grow off of, or it doesn't have that kind of thing going for it already. It's a struggle and it's a process, but once it does, it's over. You've got through the hardest part, and that's what I believe. I remember reading somewhere as it was like it takes 60 days to create a new habit. And I believe that first 60 days is that winter time, that struggle, where you're slowly trying to build yourself up, slowly trying to build yourself and get accustomed to this new thing, whether it's a new idea, new way you handle relationships, a new way of looking at life, a new habit, a new skill you want to try, a new job. It could be anything that's new. It can be anything. But it's different from what once was. And you're going through it, because there's a struggle in everything. So it's easy or hard, depending on however you are. But there's a struggle in everything. And you go through it, in a way you can say thugging it out, but at the same time, I don't want to necessarily say that. You're building yourself up, you're being resilient, and just taking whatever comes with it. Whether it's criticism, emotion, fear. I guess that's an emotion, but thoughts also. All of it. You can't ignore it. You have to kind of confront it head on. You do have to confront it head on. And after all of it, after all the fears, the worries, the doubts, anxieties, thoughts, everything is surpassed, and you get out of that, and you stuck with it. You said, I'm sticking with it, and your actions back it up. Or your thoughts and the way you live life and act in accordance to that shows. Spring comes around, things slowly start to blossom. The flower starts to bloom, the little sprouts start to show. However long each cycle is not related. It doesn't matter. That's what I believe. If we were to take it into actual season, sure, each season is several months or something, but in life, I feel as if it's so different. You never know. But as in spring comes around, things start blooming, blossoming, everything just starts looking upwards. You got through that rough patch and it starts to become like, okay, I'm slowly getting some momentum, some motion. Whether it's slow or fast, it doesn't matter. You're building yourself up, building up some momentum, and it's becoming accustomed. You're getting used to it, and you keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing, and summer hits, and that's where everything just booms, you know. And in one way of looking at it, it's like the sun beams the hardest because you're shining so bright. Everything you're doing is just shining. Everything's just booming, bursting with energy. This is where you really just hit your peak on it. You're hitting your peak. You're hitting new things, and whether you achieve goals or don't it doesn't matter. It's the fact that this is happening, and everything you said is being done. I wanted to improve on this, it's being done. I wanted to change the way I think about this, it's being done, and it's done, it's changing. And it also gets me thinking about, a support system. Because I was also reading in, I believe it was in the same book, where it's like, you have the seeds, baby little seeds, not grown, nothing. Or you have trees already growing, but you have the biggest trees, and it's kind of interconnected in a way where it's like the biggest trees can get the most nutrients, the most rain, just because it's at the tallest, it's high up, and it can share to those below it. And I don't mean above and below, like, oh, you're better than that. I mean, it's because you have, in a sense, more to give, or you are more understanding, and or even so, you might just have more to give financially. You may be able to support more, whether it's knowledge, just your thoughts, even just being there for them. But you, in a sense, you help others. And in the same way, it said, if that big tree needed help, the other smaller trees, shrubs, everything will give back to it. So it's that sort of connectedness that you have within your circle, which matters. I believe a circle matters. Having some excellent people around you who can keep you in check, but also encourage you and tell you that you're doing good, or tell you that you're doing something wrong, or something's off, or hey, that was a bit weird, like you're acting a bit out of character, I guess you can say. Like, so having people around you that truly just, whether it's just one person, 2, 3, just however many you have that have that bond with you, that are with you through the thick and thin, I believe that's something crucial and essential to our life, especially in physical contact. I believe that's truly something we need. Now I'm not saying that's all of it, because some people, because if we're going into that, we can talk about love languages, right? Words of affirmation, gifts, physical touch, acts of service, and I forgot the last one. Quality time, I believe it is. But it's like, however when someone shows their love to you is how someone shows their love to you. I guess it's a awareness of how they show it. Someone may say, you look good. And if that's not you, it's like trying to speak 2 different languages. It's like, imagine you speak Spanish and I speak English, and it's this bad sort of communication, like you don't understand. You need people who understand you, and you can understand them. You can show them love in the ways that they like to be loved, and they'll show you love in the ways you like to be loved. So if you like, words of affirmation, boom. If they say, good job on that, you can say, thank you. I truly appreciate that. That means a lot. And if they just like acts of service, if it's something like they just want something done, like laundry folder or something, and that would mean more to them than any sort of car or something like that, any sort of materialistic value. And I got sidetracked, but I just wanted to make that point and say, having those people around you, the trees, in a sense, that you can share and help, is important. But it all circles back. It all circles back to, summer ends and fall begins. And guess what? New things appear, new thoughts, new ideas, new challenges, new areas of your life you want to conquer. Not even conquer, but just dive into, I guess. Just walk into the path you want to take. And that cycle repeats, the cycle repeats. And I feel like it builds a sort of resilience. It becomes easier to go through the winter and just, feel the spring and then just beam at the summer. And then it continues. And it ends with, you not looking the same 1 year ago than you are now, or you not being the same person 2 years ago as you are now. If we truly want to attach ourselves to an identity, other than that, I just kind of want to leave it at there, because it's like, I genuinely believe, it's a work in progress of this idea. I feel as if someone might have talked about it. It's very possible, but it's just something, I read that one little fall part and I had to make, a whole cycle about it. But other than that, I just want to leave it off there. See ya.